Okay, that's probably better. We got the volume down. So anyway, I'm going to start off with this one, right? So this is a unique board, as many of you know. Andy Irons, three-time world champion. This is unique, right? Because it's a Merrick, shaped by Al for Andy. And I think you can see there, it's got Al's signature marking, and Andy Irons signed this board. So this is one of the boards. Personal rider, Al Merrick. The next one we have is, well, let me show you the back of this real quick. Merrick, Andy Irons, personal rider, all his sponsor logos, glass on fins. This board's ridiculously thin, by the way. It's hard to believe that these guys rode them that thin, but they did. So this one is no reserve. We've got Andy Irons' personal Al Merrick. I don't know how many Merricks there are that he made for Andy Irons. I know that Andy, he had some Takoros, and of course Eric Arakawa, and I'm sure Mayhem made him quite a few boards, as did probably JS and some others. But I imagine there's only a few Merrick Andy Irons boards floating around in the marketplace. This one's going to be no reserve. The next one is John Florence. So we've got John Florence's personal board. The owner wanted to keep the wax on these boards. This is John's wax job all the way up to the nose for the aerial antics that we all know John can pull off. And of course, this board's kind of cool because it's got all of his, when he was completely sponsored up, right, with Nixon Stance. And of course, this was when he was with Hurley. This is a Pizellian model, probably only made maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. Really cool board, no reserve. I'll give you a little peek here at the back of this one. This one does not come with fins. There are no fins. And right here, 6-foot Pizellian JJF. So we've got the Andy Irons, no reserve. The John Florence Pizel, no reserve. The next one is Tom Curren, personal rider, 1991. This one is really right in my personal wheelhouse. I absolutely love this board. Al Merrick for Tom. And you can see on the back of this board, I'll show it to you here, Tom signed it. Tom Curren, 91. It's got the OP sponsor logos, killer glassed on fins. Really, really cool Tom Curren. Personal rider. And again, this is just 4 of the 60 boards that we're going to have in the auction. And then the next one is this Lance Collins Wave Tools quad made for Greg Mungall, probably 1984-ish, I'm thinking. Really vibrant, has all of the Echo Beach vibe and mojo going with it. It's a 4-fin, Mung fins, really beautiful representation of this Wave Tools Echo Beach, Newport Beach era. Let me show you the back of this one because there's a lot of color on this board. There's a little bit of glare from some lighting here, but I think you can see it's got the Mung fins, right? Greg Mungall's foam fins. And that thing is just dripping with really cool Echo Beach vibe. I love it. So these are the 4 boards that we wanted to show you today. Again, the Mungall Is that a beak nose? That's a good question. You mean that Matt probably means take a take a peek at that. Matt. It is a beak nose. I mean, I would suggest to you that it's pretty beaky. Oh yeah, we've got beak. Greg Mungall's personal rider. This is a board that actually has enough foam that I'd be frothed out to ride this board. I mean, this is a board that I would order today, frankly. Really cool board. Beak nose. The Tom Curren. This board is probably going to fetch a pretty penny. This one's highly sought after. Tom Curren's personal rider from 1991, Almeric shaped. Um, Probably my favorite of the four. John Florence's personal rider, shaped by Paizel, has JJF in pencil on the foam. All these boards are marked with the professionals' names on them. And the really rare Andy Irons Almeric. Again, I'm not sure how many Merricks Andy Irons had made for him. Of course, Kelly Slater and Andy arch rivals. So for Andy to go to Kelly's shaper and say, "Hey, make me a board," maybe it was after the rivalry sort of had frothed out and had become friends. But it says Andy's name there in pencil, shaped by Almeric. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think there's more than 6 Merricks that he made for Andy Irons, and that might be 3 too many. But a rare Almeric for Andy Irons. Personal riders. This is the personal rider collection. We have some other personal riders in the auction. We have a Mark Foo's personal rider, Mickey Munoz's personal rider, Lance Carson's personal gun, which is just ridiculously gorgeous. One of my favorites. And we will have more of these Instagram lives, so you guys can take a peek of these. Obviously, this is our best chance to answer questions and to give you guys a sense of what these boards look like up close and personal, because with the whole COVID thing, I figured this would be a cool way to show this stuff to you guys. And do know that there will be we'll be going live with all of the auction lots on July 8th, which is exactly 1 month before the closing date of the auction. So July 8th, you'll be able to look at all 60 plus lots, surfboards, imagery, art, some cool ephemera. We're going to have a lot there. Bidding begins July 25th and the lots close every 2 minutes, Saturday, August 8th at 5 p.m. And again, this is just a small sampling of what we're going to have. We've got some great longboards, some great wood. We've got boards from the 30s through the 20s, or the 2000s, I should say. Yes, we do have some twin fins. We have a really sick uh, Dankiloa. We have a TNC single fin, which I really love, that you'll be seeing. Dave Wallace shape, sort of circa 1979. July 8th, we should be going, I'm going to say, in the morning here on the Pacific coast of California. You'll be able to start to see all 60 boards. And then July 25th, you'll be able to start bidding. And again, the lots close August 8th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, the boards will be on the app July 8th, which is 1 month from the closing date. So July 8th, we'll have all 60 boards. In the meantime, I'm sure if you follow the California Gold Instagram, you'll see some boards we're teasing out up on that. And we'll be doing more of these. So July 8th, you'll be able to get a look at that stuff. These are 4 boards the personal riders of Greg Mungall, Tom Curren, John Florence, and Andy Irons. And these boards are on the auction block. And we're pretty excited about these boards and the other 60 plus lots, which are going to be available. And it's good to see Liquid Salt and the Brown Blur. We got some good surfers on here joining in. Yes, this is me. This is Scott Bass talking to you live here, previewing 4 of the personal riders that are going to be in the auction. Tom Curren, Greg Mungall, John Florence, and Andy Irons' personal Almeric, a very rare Almeric made for Andy Irons. Some cool boards, and thanks for being with us. And we're going to be doing more of these in the future. So I'm going to sign out here shortly, and I appreciate you guys being patient. Of course, we'll post this up on the Instagram, so you'll be able to view this. And there's my friend Scotty. Oh, yeah, the Lance Carson board is a thick one. That thing's ridiculous. Tell you what, before I sign off, I'll give you one last look at the back of that one because it's pretty ridiculous. Those boards on the wall are not for sale. Those are mine. Greg Mungall's personal rider with the Mung fins. That is some old school Newport Beach right there. Tom Curren's personal rider, John Florence's personal rider, Andy Irons' personal Almeric. And again, thanks Boardroom Show for joining us here. And for the California Gold Surf Auction, I'm signing off until we do the next one of these previews. We'll have 4 more boards, probably bring some longboards in, change it up a little bit. Until next time, adios and aloha.